Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the Rank King's court.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a trap! What is going on, everyone?
How's it going, Austin?
How are you going to make me do a clip when there's not even 30 seconds into the episode?
You know what? You gotta stay on your toes, man.
It's all good. We just got like a 10-second clip of goodness so far.
That's all we need.
Yeah. Tushy.
Yes. Always. What is up, everyone? RankKing's Court is here on Thoughts from the Bench. Tuesdays at 6:30. We talk about everything and anything under the sun, and there is always controversy.
Always.
Controversy, if you will.
For instance, I am drinking a summer beer, and it is in the middle of winter/spring.
I'm drinking a Mad Elf because of you.
And I'm drinking a hot dog.
Yeah, you're gross. I wanted the ranking to know that I stand with him in solidarity.
Which we'll get into.
You sure about that?
No.
No. Yeah. Not a good idea.
Not at all.
So, there is much to discuss tonight, boys. But, Bo, if it's possible, can I get a single screen of me?
We don't have that technology
Wait,
right now.
what's
What the
this?
fuck do you mean? You can expand his face. No, just leave it. Just leave it.
I'll put it.
Holy shit.
You can have nice things. It's fine. So,
Well, I mean, it's a graphic that's built. It's not like this thing that just pops up out of fucking nowhere. You got to build things. Excuse me that you just show up and get on camera,
Yeah.
as I do the same thing for all the shows that I'm on.
It's not that easy, Austin.
well, you know what? Easy come, easy go. Just as this.
Yeah, just like we'll
Just
find
as a
another
statement.
ranking, I guess.
You love to talk, don't you? Shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, as you might have known, there was a little bit of a issue we had on the fast food top 10 restaurants last week, and I would like to take this time right now to formally apologize to absolutely no one. I'm right. Don't give a shit. I stand with it, even though it was a mistake. So, at me, Wendy. It happens. So, you just love progressing this, boys.
What's that?
What?
Oh, are you done?
I couldn't hear you.
We thought you were on solo cam, so we were just eating some delicious Wendy's and drinking some delicious iced tea from Wendy's.
Pretty good sweet tea, Austin. I don't know if you ever had it. Have you ever had Wendy's?
Yeah, have you had Wendy's?
I don't know the name. Yeah. Look, I get it. Shit happens. It doesn't matter.
Spicy chicken.
Because as we move on from one amazing topic to the next, boys,
I'm still gonna eat during the show. Just a warning.
that's fine. Just a
still gonna
little
drink my sweet tea.
ASMR on the side. We'll be good. So, tonight,
Perfect.
tonight, we are talking all things Star Wars. And in order to find out where we are, no matter what part of the galaxy you can find us at. There will always be one Vo reading the ad read. So Vo,
I think Derek
please
wants to
tell
read it.
us.
I'm busy eating my delicious Wendy's spicy chicken patty.
All right, in a studio far, far away,
Nice.
we are live in the Union Fitness Studios, located on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It is a place where you can transform yourself inside and out.
Did you see my goddamn napkins? Oh, never mind.
No.
I got it.
With a variety of classes.
Jesus fuck, Austin. Not during the
That
ad
was-
read.
That wasn't even
Start
the guy
over.
that's eating.
Start over.
All right. We're live from the Union Fitness Studios, located on the North Shore
Ass
of
clown.
Pittsburgh. Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It is a place where you can transform yourself inside and out. With a variety of classes based around fitness, yoga, strength, and performance training. At Union Fitness, they believe that it is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values that make Union Fitness the community that it is. Go to unionfitness.com today to sign up for a consultation. Through Union, there is strength.
Yeah, get some damn manners.
Hey, I bet you can't guess who said that, Austin.
It wasn't me.
Was that one Shrek did it 420?
It was. That's a good guess.
Oh. Tell him simply this. Hey, Shrek did 420. Where's that chainsaw there, buddy? He'll know what he means.
The greatest impersonation.
It's pretty spot on.
But you can check out that from what we did last night with our Dead by Daylight stream. That was fun. Right now, boys, it's all about a simple concept that generalized nerds everywhere. Star Wars. I loved this as a kid. And I didn't find out about this until I was probably, I want to say, like 5 or 6 years old. I went through one of my closets and found a VHS tri-set of episodes 4 through 6. And that's how the journey started from there, man. I haven't looked back, and I've been a huge fan of Star Wars ever since, which I know Derek is on board. And
I tried to throw away my wrapper. I tried to throw my wrapper, then the tomato came out and hit the
Oh, no.
fridge, and got stuck on the fridge.
Just making a mess.
So yeah, I love Star Wars, man. I've been a Star Wars fan. Michael Dick introduced me to the franchise. We used to have Star Wars Day once a year where we'd watch all the original 3. I have them in a DVD box set. I've seen everything outside of the animated series that they've put out, even though I've watched the Clone Wars. I just haven't sat down and watched it. It was my background show for a long time.
I got
But I
you.
never rewatched it. But yeah, no, Star Wars has been my wheelhouse for a very long time, so I'm with you.
Yeah,
Vote.
same.
I was gonna say, how
It's absurd.
So, I actually watched the episode 4, and that's the only one I've seen. And I watched a half hour, and it was like, it's not for me. I just can't get into it. I'm sorry. So you gotta persuade me to watch more of it.
Yeah, I would hate to give you a show that you produce
I'm the producer.
to entice you to watch the show.
That's how.
What up, Birdman?
I learned from Austin.
It's a good point. What else? He's missed Digimon. He was not good at Pokemon, I don't think. He never saw. What was the other one you didn't see that was a big? Harry Potter.
No.
he did? Yeah, Harry
no.
Potter.
You
had to
didn't see
watch
Harry
that.
Potter?
I binged it all.
Yeah, but I'm saying growing up.
Yeah,
Like, your childhood was kind of
Yeah.
whack for how cool
Wait.
your parents are.
they are pretty cool. But my neighbors were the same way. Like we play games outside.
Yeah, he said, no, that was so condescending. The one episode, Austin, he's like, I didn't know all this because I went outside and played.
I just talked to my friend Sean yesterday. He said the same thing.
Yeah,
I
okay.
I don't know what that statement's supposed to
Because they grew up in a cult that wasn't allowed to watch all this stuff.
That's what it was. We didn't have cable.
Yeah, I figured that
Yeah,
much.
we didn't have TV, electricity, anything.
All right, that's enough out of you. So we got a lot to talk about with Star Wars tonight, guys. Starting off with our first radical ranking.
Cue the music off.
Do you want me to read those answers first, Austin?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Let's do that. So,
Good.
before we do the radical ranking, I was notified by one Derek Whiten.
That is me.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I had put out an Instagram rank prior to this on the worst things of Star Wars.
Go check it out.
And go check it out on Instagram. Yeah, there were apparently some interesting things that were written in.
Yeah, some of them are real and some of them are funny. So I will go from most funny to most actual answers.
Okay.
Ben_Fury_13 writes in himself because the question was, what did Austin leave off of the worst things about Star Wars? So Ben Fury believes Austin is the worst thing about Star Wars. Nick Pingree thinks that Braid is fucking sick. So he disagrees with the ranking. J.R. Hagen31 writes in Kathleen Kennedy, who is the president of these Lucasfilms. So she had a lot to do with the most recent ones. And my personal favorite, _Eric Matthews, writes in, Misa wants to fight Austin.
That is a great comment.
Whew. Anything on those for us?
Tell Ping if the Braid is so sick, how come I've never seen him with one?
Oh, fair. Touche. He does have hair long enough right now.
It's true. So put that in. I will say, I can't believe I'm going to do this because I hate this guy. Misa don't want to fight. Misa want to talk about Star Wars. I can't believe I just did that.
Is that a good impression?
Jar Jar Binks so much.
Do you even know who the character is, Ryan?
No idea.
It's a good impression.
God damn it, bro!
To the ranking!
The radical ranking number 1 we are talking about today, guys. The top Sith. So it's a doozy. I think that most of these are put into fair play. In terms of strength, you could arguably maybe switch them around, but these are my takes, and my takes are the most important.
Yeah, I'm coming in hot on this episode, Austin. And I normally do come in hot in a jest type of way. Yeah. This one you're going at fandom, so be prepared to defend.
All right, well, number 5. It is everyone's favorite emotionally unstable boy toy, Kylo Ren.
And we have controversy right out the gate.
There we go. We're off to a great start.
Jonathan Abrams is on record stating that Kylo Ren is not a Sith Lord.
Oh.
He is not what is called a Sith. So if you want to generalize the bad guys in Star Wars as Sith, I would accept that as an answer. But why is Kylo Ren in your Sith ranking if the director had come out and said it? Is there more to the story? That Birdman writes in Darth Maul does. So if he's not on this list, we riot. But why is Kylo Ren on top Sith if he's not a Sith?
Well, the point of the matter is that Kylo Ren has always been wanting to become that next step, right? So he's in the bridge between, what is known by few as a Sith and a true Sith. I guess you could argue in that point of spec. But honestly, in my opinion, I'm
not laughing at you. Birdman just wrote, boo, Kylo does not get number 5. Come on. I'm confused if he thinks it should be higher or lower.
That's the question then. So let us know that, Birdman.
Birdman. It sounds funny when you say it.
It's a great name, Birdman.
Birdman. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kylo Ren had a lot of qualities that I did appreciate of a Sith, but in the end, it just wasn't for me. It was where emotion is supposed to drive a Sith to be powerful. In my mind, it just kind of made him look like a little bit of a whiny bitch.
I do want to say, putting him at 5 is a very flattering move for somebody that you don't like.
Yeah, I would say so.
But you don't like him.
I don't like him in the fact of...
Kylo is emo, Greg's girlfriend writes in. That's true. And Y-Lime said, oof, I'm with you, Y-Lime. We're figuring this out currently. Go ahead, Austin.
I know that 5 for someone I don't like is a little off, but I still think with the amount of time and effort that they put into the character and what it brought to the screen, when I saw The Force Awakens, I was genuinely like, okay, this dude's for real. Like, this guy knows what he's doing. And then the other 2 films happened, and that's where we got it from there.
Is this just movies?
For this particular one.
Totally cool. Then that explains a lot. There's a lot in the lore and the canon.
Yeah.
So that I just wanted to clarify that. So, yep, you're good.
Yeah. Moving on to
number 4.
You're good. Oh, no, you good.
No,
number
you're
4
good.
is
All right, just
everyone's
what are you
favorite.
doing?
Number 4 is everyone's favorite, just old speaking man, Darth Tyrannus. If someone in the comments comes in and says,
Say
"No,
it.
you idiot, that's Count Dooku," I'm gonna get mad. No, you shit.
There is a
You shouldn't tell him
comment.
that.
There
You
is a
can't say that.
comment, but it's laughing at the fact that Sarah's name is Greg's girlfriend, and she is just cementing her claim. Our first professional ad in the comment section, and I love it, Sarah. But no, Darth Tyrannosaurus Rex is a wonderful addition to this list.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Is he because the dinosaur? Like,
Um,
does he turn into a dinosaur?
No.
Damn it.
So he is more commonly, why Austin is so upset is he's most commonly referred to as Count Dooku, because when we meet him, he is not Darth. He is Count, which Darth is a title, not a first name. Go ahead, Austin.
yeah.
Watch the fucking movies, Ryan.
He starts talking about dinosaurs and Tyrannus. Okay, so
I can't stand this guy.
Count
I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight
Dooku,
him.
or Darth Tyrannus in this case, was a prior Jedi. He was a friend of I'm gonna mess this up. He was
Yoda was his master.
Yoda was his master, and Qui-Gon Jinn was his
Quagmire.
correct?
Quagmire.
Am I nailing that on the head?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
It's not Quagmire. Ryan will not upset the show.
Thank you.
We are going down the train tracks. Screw you.
But yes, he was a master of Qui-Gon Jinn, and for those that don't know, in episode 1, obviously. But he brought a lot of force and power in what you wouldn't expect him to. And honestly, his length, or how am I trying to say this? His witted lightsabers, I thought were cool as shit. Like, they're angled in a specific way that's not just straight. And that's more of like the fighting style you get of like where you prefer to be. Of like
As you get older, your staff does tend to bend and twerk and not be as straight.
Yeah. So, but yes, Darth Tyrannus, his fight scenes with the likes of Yoda and his fight scenes with the likes of Anakin and Obi-Wan were great. I appreciated with the fact that he was the one that kind of, when for some of us that were watching for the first time for episode 2, which God forbid, he basically broke the fourth wall in the fact that told us that, yeah, there's something very wrong that the Jedi are not sensing, and it's going to rain down hellfire. And that's why he tried to recruit Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan basically gave him the bird, so to speak, and told him to get out.
Who's twerking?
You said the lightsaber twerks or something. You said it bends and...
Oh, and it twerks, yeah.
Yeah.
The lightsaber is not twerking.
You said twerk.
That's where twerking came from.
Yeah, that makes sense, though. Dad, no, it's like when you get older, like yours and Count Dooku's age, your lightsaber tends to do different things than it does when it's, a young, strapping lad such as the Rank King.
Jesus Christ, you're right about that.
And while maybe it does twerk. At this point, lightsabers, we have no idea what they can do on planet Earth, so.
Very true. And he was also
I got you, Austin.
Thank you. He was the first Sith that we saw that not only wielded a lightsaber, but he was the one that was able to use Force lightning with a lightsaber, just to clarify, because we see that later. But, yes.
Ooh. Wait, Ranking. Tell me you didn't see Star Wars, the second one, first. Was that you?
No. I followed, I just spent 5...
Yeah, no, Matt's late. There was somebody that saw the second... I don't know. He's right. There is something, but that's in Two Beers Deep lore. That's not on this show, Oz. There was somebody on Two Beers Deep that watched them so out of order that they didn't enjoy it. And it was like, you were just...
Yeah, no, I thought I said at the beginning that I watched the VHS.
He's getting mad.
He was late, and we are explaining that you are not... Whoa.
Calm down a little bit there. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
You good?
So, we're ready to move on to number 3. Darth Tyrannus goes to Darth Maul.
Can I talk?
I love this character.
Can I?
I love
No, I'm just kidding.
I love this character, man. Being the fact that he barely says anything in the first movie, and yeah, this goes along movies, but this also plays into his lore and everything, and how he progressed himself in the animated series and everything, and what he did, and oh man, I love his creation.
Yeah.
Let's say that. The actor who plays him, I think, still goes to like the Star Wars Comic-Con events
No,
and
no
does
way.
like lightsaber duels. Like he'll still go and like, be like, hey, you guys want to see something? And he'll do like flips and shit and like be like,
Well, it was the first time we ever saw double-sided lightsaber, of course. So it was the first time because when you watch the episode 4, 5, 6 growing up, lightsabers are all one thing because there aren't a giant amount of Jedi's. Which with the first 3 movies, so episode 1, 2, 3, we needed what we didn't get, which is way more Jedi action because there's no Jedi's from the 4th movie on, really. So the cool thing about Darth Maul is that you see in the fight with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul a lot of flipping, a lot of crazy action, a lot of like abrupt stuff that people asked, well, why didn't it continue down the road? That's because the Jedi sacred texts and stuff like that, it was just a different methodology of fighting. They realized that was just way too much energy exerting, and they lost the sacred text that taught people how to control the Force in that way is one of the reasoning behind it. But it is, in my opinion, the best fight in any of the straight, so 333 Star Wars movies. Austin or Josh apparently doesn't agree, but I would like to see Josh's top 5 for the Sith before I think, because I don't know if he's saying that Maul should be higher or lower in this, but I love Darth Maul.
Yeah, man. I mean, when we saw the Star Wars orchestra, I don't know if because we did do that.
Yes, we did. We saw it at Heinz Hall. The Pittsburgh Symphony did all of the Star Wars music. So we actually were over at Six Pen, and we had the Han Shot First beer from Evil Genius, which is a 2 times or double IPA, tremendous beer. But yeah, that was one of the better shows I've ever been to because it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, the reason I'm saying that is because my favorite of the soundtrack is Duel of the Fates.
Yes.
It's great, man. And you're right, because in episodes 4, 5, and 6, we had very slow, tense building battles of wordplay and everything. And this one, it goes straight out the gate. Like we're going like flips and all this different fast paced moving. Like no one had ever seen anything like that at that point. Right? Like this was
it was he was faster than any other Jedi that they had encountered in a long time. They kind of get into, this is obviously when they brought up the midichlorians, which they said his midichlorian count was high. Obviously they did the testing with Anakin's, they're like, it's off the charts, but they could sense that the midichlorian count of Dooku was crazy. And then once you get into more, like you were saying, Austin, I know you've seen Clone Wars and things like that, right? Yeah. So there's a lot about Darth Maul that continues past the movie sets that I hope they venture into. But he's just wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, you figure with all these like Star Wars shows coming out on Disney Plus, there's gotta be a thing with Maul, man. Like there has to be.
Yeah, especially so. Spoilers to you, Vo. If you watch Clone Wars, and correct me when I'm wrong, Austin, when he gets cut in half in the first movie, episode 1, and he falls down, he gets recreated with a robotic body, or he gets put back together and then recreated with a robotic body, but basically he is saved, which is so cool for anybody that loved that movie growing up, despite all the major flaws, just because it was a toy-selling machine, but it was sick.
Yeah, the main thing that come across is that his brother, Savage Opress, is looking. He goes to his home planet of Darthamir, and he finds out that he has a brother, and he has to go find him. That brother being Maul, and when he finds him, his lower half of his body is literally a trash spider. If I had to say anything like that, which it brings him back to Darthamir, and then his head gets declouded, and he loses his craziness, but he still has his obsession for one Obi-Wan Kenobi. I love it. Kenobi. Love it. We move from number 3. I love talking about
and Josh gave us his top 5, but I want to do it in between 2 and 1, just to give everyone a heads up, because I think that his top 5 is parallel in ways, but I want to, so just to let you know, Austin.
For sure. Number 2, which might surprise a little bit of people, that number 2 is being this person. Number 2 is do it. Darth Sidious at number 2.
It's 1 and 2 are tough. Because there's a clear cut between the two of them, and we could go on for hours debating 1 or 2, but with Sidious, Austin, what makes him so powerful?
it's his I know when you see him, he kind of looks like the old witch from like Snow White, but it's more
Yes.
than just that, man. Like it is tension, it is intelligence, it is overall tenacity, to say the least. And we see in episode 3, he actually had a lightsaber and everything, but just lost it in the battle.
Yep.
Either that or he just never used it after that, because he's stuck strictly to mastering the dark side of the Force. He didn't need physical combat as like Yoda would, even though they're similar. I would say Yoda's a lot more older, but he's still able to move around.
But in terms of the people pulling the strings, obviously Yoda demands a council for actions, but
right.
They are the two. Like when you are in Star Wars Episode 1 through 3, Yoda is basically, I think I can say it with the straightest of faces, Yoda is the peak of what the Jedi offer in terms of the balance between physical and brain. So I don't hate that comparison at all.
Yeah. Furthermore, the fact Sidious has the ability to tune into the dark powers of the Force that we've never even seen before. He was able to take one very confused child and mold him into one of the most destructive forces on the planet, that he was able to essentially have the puppeteer to the puppet strings, to say the least.
And
Go ahead, Us.
No, go ahead, Us. Go ahead, Us.
I firmly believe that I was very, very, very confused at the last movie with his whole thing.
Yeah, they did a weird stuff.
And I get it. You had multiple directors doing it. Each one wanted to do their own goddamn thing. And, everyone was jockeying around to have the biggest dick. So I get it. Like, the whole matter of that is that it was cool. I don't necessarily think he should have been in it.
Yeah, so just to give Ryan a little backstory on what you're saying, Oz, because I know he's confused as shit. In the first 3 movies, it's Emperor Palpatine. And Emperor Palpatine is the head of basically the government of what is the ruling entity of the entire galaxy. Now, some planets say, F it, I'm not following it. The Republic, some planets are fully for the Republic. Some planets are trying to take it down. And you find out by episode 3 that he is the main bad guy, Darth Sidious, who has been bringing the Sith back and combating it. And he's been under the Jedi's nose the whole time. And he's been able to do that by 2 things. One, the Jedi are pompous. They're very ego-driven without knowing it. There's a lot of things that take the Jedi religion and basically say that they are kind of parallel to when England would just run through countries and tell them that Christianity was the best. Jedi's just assumed the Jedi way was the best. And so, he obviously, because it's the dark side versus the light side, is very clear-cut good and bad. But Palpatine basically wanted to restore order to be a dictatorship for the galaxy. Okay. And so they find out that Palpatine is Darth Sidious, who brought back all of the Sith. So just to give you a real high level, I'm not even going to get into the last 3, Austin, with him.
Yeah, let's not. That poor kid will be wide open. I'm not understanding.
Get cultured.
It's too late.
Yeah, man, I believe firmly that he's the one pulling the strings, and obviously with all the powers that he possesses, makes him, in some people's things, number 1, but he's not number 1 in mine, because in my mind there's only one clear-cut most powerful Sith.
Now, do you want me to get to Josh's before you go in?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
perfect. So Josh has 5 Dooku, 4 Maul, 3 Kylo, which we did say by lore, just because I don't think Josh was in here for that. Kylo is technically not Sith, but for this one we obviously put him in because of his drive to be a Sith. It's categorized. 2 is your number 1, and then 1 is Palpatine for him. So Austin, who is the number 1 Sith?
Number 1 Sith for me is Darth Vader. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, there is an argument to be made between the guy pulling the strings and the guy that inevitably is the strings. But I kind of tend to side with you on this one, Oz.
Let's give a comparison with this. If Palpatine, Darth Sidious, is truly the puppeteer, and Darth Vader is the puppet, Darth Vader cut off his own strings and killed the puppeteer. That's what happened.
Yeah, I wish, and I wish, Austin, that there was a little bit more of Darth Vader on his own as a bad guy.
Yes.
But you're 100% correct. He's basically Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Like he's created by it and then goes back. So yeah, you're right.
Are we getting that? Aren't we getting that a little bit more into like the dark lore of him in the Anakin Solo?
Yeah. So there is an Anakin Solo series where Hayden Panettiere's the chick. Hayden Christensen. Love Hayden Panettiere. You love Hayden Panettiere. Hayden Christensen is coming back as Annie, and I believe Ewan McGregor signed back as Obi-Wan.
Yes, that's true.
Which he is Obi-Wan. If any character is who they are in Star Wars, he is Obi-Wan.
Can I just do this before you do that?
Hell yeah, brother.
I love that.
that was good. That was good. Yeah, that's I love it. So I'm with you that Darth Vader. And when you say Darth, like it's Vader. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's like you say GOAT, you think Michael Jordan. There's a bunch of other things you could say, but you say Darth, you think Vader.
Like there's only
like even Vo knows who it is.
Exactly. Like people might not believe who or know who Darth Sidious is, but when they know Sith, they know bad guy. It's Darth Vader because he was the be all end all of the thing. You know, James Earl Jones with the voice, man. Jesus Christ, it was good. Have you guys seen the original takes with what's his name that played Vader?
I don't know who the actor was that played him, but I heard a rumor that when he realized that they weren't even using his voice, he wanted to quit. Because they have James Earl Jones as the voiceover, but the actor in the suit is not James Earl Jones. So he was like, why would I ever do this role? Thank God he did, because it's one of the most iconic roles in film history. But no, I have not seen the take sauce.
I mean, rest in peace, the guy, you know, is great.
Yeah.
He's a great Vader. And but the scenes where they had him use the voice, it was like, Commander, tell him to show this boat apart. And I'm just like, oh no.
He's like, well, hey there, guys, I'm Darth Vader. It's like, I don't think that's the right show there, guys.
But to give you an essence of his power, when he found out that Padme was dead, he literally crushed everything in his sight with his rage. Yeah. Like not even like using his hands or anything. Like he just used his mind and crushed everything around him. So, and we'll get into a game later where I thought showed off his just amazing powers. So, but yeah, those were my top Sith. Obviously, Josh had some thing of his own, which he tagged me in the story. So I'll see what that is in a second because I can't imagine it's good. But yeah, that is our top Sith. I don't think there's any question about it, boys. No. As we move on to our second radical ranking. I'm like trying to remember that using the transition. So I don't go right into it.
Oh, yeah, you're fine, man. But Chip writes in Vo knows Vader. Vo knows Vader. Yeah, you're getting some good lists in here. 400 Good Crime Project says good list, thumbs up. Lime said, holy shit, and I don't exactly know if that's a good or a bad thing, but until I find out, that's a good thing.
Oh, I see what he said. He said, live right now, Austin Moorhead is ruining Star Wars. No, that's fun. I don't know what we're going to... The top Star Wars games is our second radical ranking. Star Wars games, to me, hold a very...
I have a story to tell when we get to number one, Austin, in defense of a comment that just came in from Matt saying a game should be...
I see it.
I'm going to defend everything with my being for why he's wrong with a story about him. I did not mean to cut you off. I saw that comment. I just want to let you know.
No, I figured. Okay.
Okay. The holy shit was because I knew...
The holy shit was because Vo knew somebody. All right, Oz, our bad. We suck.
The top Star Wars games. Star Wars games hold a very good place in my heart because a lot of times they're done fairly well. And then a lot of times they
do have alien technology.
They do. So without further ado, let's get into this. I know some people are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Number 5. I'm saying it. I don't give a shit.
Underrated.
Lego Star Wars.
Underrated.
I love this game.
Underrated.
Man. I love this game. The first, because I had the original Lego Star Wars, which was like episodes 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this because nobody spoke. So everyone was just like,
yep.
Like, I loved how the Lego designs and everything were categorized by being virtually put in the same places as the movies.
Yeah.
I'd never played a Lego game like that before, and obviously it kept growing and growing to when they released the whole Lego Star Wars collection that had every single game on it, or sorry, every single movie that was meant for the game on it. You know, it's crazy. I virtually loved this experience with it.
Yeah,
Number
Lego Star Wars is amazing. I back you fully on this.
Yeah. Nothing was better than gathering up all the things and hearing for
I just like killing all the droids and everybody. You could kill everything. You get coins.
Yeah, like a droid would come up to you, use force, and like, and it would fly off.
Yep, I was a toxic kid.
Yeah, we all were. Number 4, the most recent addition to this list, and I beat this in 3 days, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I love this game, and that is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Recently for free on EA Access.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I'll download it.
So I have it. Austin, I've gotten to the point where you are on the island with the little droid you find, and there's a bunch of like giant. It's not very far into the game. Like
Yeah,
I've gotten off the island and I landed. I thoroughly am looking forward to sitting down and just playing this game. I just have not had time to like invest because I'm like, oh, I got like an hour to play. I'm like, I don't really want to play a game that like is a whole story. You know what I mean? But this game just is amazing.
Yeah, the problem, which I never like finishing a game that quick because then you're like, well, what do I do now?
Yep.
But I got so addicted to the storyline that I just had to go like, holy shit, like I need to keep playing this. And for those that don't know, and I'll sum it up in this, it's a Jedi that's in hiding, and he's found out, and he has to basically get recruited by all these people, and they try to make their way and complete their missions and stop the, oh, I need to get this right, and I can't. Darth Vader has a group of individuals that follow.
I'm just gonna do this real quick. I don't want to ruin the game. If I ruin the game, then I'm not going to play the game. So I just don't want to get the game ruined.
No, you're good. This was actually in like the actual animated show and everything, so it's not spoiling anything.
Run it back.
No, you're good. They're essentially called Inquisitors, which are people that are trained to use the Force in the dark, Sith ways without actually knowing or being born with it.
Yeah.
Because they needed soldiers to fight and kill the Jedi when, they were low on troopers. So the Inquisitors coming in are huge with this. And obviously, there's a main point at the end. Yeah, it's crazy. I love it. This game rocks. I can't say it enough. And it's basically like you're a Jedi who is trying to relearn their steps going through, and that it's almost like you're learning as a process with them. So it's a whole building block scenario that I very much appreciate. So.
Neat.
But yeah, I won't go too much into it if you haven't played the whole way through, because
I can take my headphones off.
Nope. I'm not gonna do that. What I will do is I will move on to number 3 on our list, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Wasn't allowed to play this one.
I can see why, but I mean, how old were you when you had?
I mean, this was like original PlayStation. I want to say.
This was, PC. I want to say.
Maybe it was just one of those games where my parents were like, "You're never like it's." My neighbor had it. Like my neighbor's dad had it, and he said it was super complex. Mm-hmm. So it was just one of those things. My parents like yeah, it says Star Wars, but it's really hard. You're not going to play it, which I'm kind of glad. Like it wasn't the game I wanted. I just wanted something that said Star Wars on it.
Right.
But it's a great game visually.
Yes. So this is basically your basic Star Wars role play game where you do different tasks assigned, and judging by how that you do these tasks, you get light or dark points. Yeah. And then all these points add up to the fact if you're a Jedi going to help the Republic, or if you're one of the old Sith that are coming and helping along the way. It's a very interesting concept that I played a little bit, but I played when I was a lot younger, and it was complex because I had never even played World of Warcraft yet, so I had no idea what I was doing.
I like that Votash's head kind of Went like this when you said role playing. Anything you
No,
want to tell
no.
us?
Did it actually do that?
Yeah, you
I
went.
don't-
You
no.
got
All I
really
could
excited
think
about
was-
role playing.
All I could think was that video where it's those two guys who's like, all women are queens.
Yep.
Dude, do you know what I'm talking?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh man. But it's nonetheless a great game, just a little complex, but it's one of the OGs, so I really couldn't like put it any lower.
5's tough for this one.
Number 2 is 2017's Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Which, if you guys think this game is shit because you gave up on it, Austin wrote a beautiful blog last year displaying the differences, because when this game came out, it was the laughing stock of the Star Wars universe.
I hated it.
It was pay to play, terrible loading in screen. The function was bad, that nobody played it, and you literally only could get characters by buying them, and only move your character up by buying them and doing drops. So it was literally microtransactions, and it kind of paved the way for a lot of other games to be shitty like it. So they have fixed it. You gotta retry it if you gave up, because I gave up on it until it was like probably like the later half of 2018 when Ping told me to play it again.
I'd
And
say,
then you said there was a ton of updates and stuff.
yeah, the
It's so good.
the main problem I had with this, like I said, was the microtransactions, where you had to put I don't know how much money I put into it at the beginning, man. I hated myself for it, but you had to buy these like cubes that had different cards.
Yep.
And depending on what cards you got, you could increase your soldiers, your weapons, your like Jedi heroes and Sith heroes and everything that go along with it. And it rubbed me the wrong way, man. I said, wow, here we go. Like, you're going to make me put everything into this. And then they fixed it. And it was great. They put old instances of, they put like the Clone Wars sagas into this. You could play as like Anakin, Obi-Wan, Count Dooku, General Grievous, like all of them were put into this. Certain characters were nerfed and buffed and everything, and how it went along with that, which I always played as I want to say that I always played with Boba. Was my original
my villain's always fed as well.
Nerd. He was so nerd. Like, you could just like fly up into the air and shoot rockets and nobody could catch you.
So
like,
in this game, there's multiple ways to play it, and one of the ways is to do 4v4 hero versus villain.
Okay.
So the other way is that it's like, all right, we're playing domination, where I have to claim the other. Like, it's more actionable. It's like either team deathmatch, like Call of Duty. But the game mode that is super popular is heroes versus villains. So you can be every hero versus every villain. But yeah, Fett can fly and just shoot. It's fun.
Is this the most recent one then? Or is there a new one?
Well, the most recent Star Wars game was number 4.
Okay.
What's that?
Jedi Fallen Order.
That Fallen Order, thank you. And then Battlefront 2, but there is another one that I'm going to bring. I have a couple honorable mentions that I'll bring up that is the most recent, but it's a weird one. So
yeah, I will say I haven't played it in a long time, and I want to say the main reason that it kind of turned me off is a lame one. But when they put in the droids, I was very
BB-8 and BB-9, I think, or whatever.
Yes. Why the hell would you put them in heroes versus villains?
They're OP.
That's the most infuriating thing in the world, when I am Darth Vader and I am killed by a ball droid.
Not just
like, no one wants to do that.
Yeah.
So
you're basically this small, and you're rolling around on the map next to people's feet.
Oh.
And it's just like, all right, well, I got to swing down and swipe my saber.
Yeah. I'll have you get into your honorable mentions before I say number 1. So if you have them, if you want to...
They will remove the lore of number 1, but they are Pod Racers for the Nintendo 64, one of the greatest racing games of all time. Josh showed me Shadows of the Empire, which is an N64 as well, I believe, that we were talking about, which is tremendously organic in how basic it is, but it's very close to what number 1 is. And the other one is the most recent Star Wars game, which is Squadrons, which is 5v5 dogfighting in the air, because Battlefront 2's Squadron for the 2017 version of the game, their ship flying is the worst thing that's ever happened to planet Earth.
Jesus. Man, that's upsetting. I will give one honorable mention before we
No,
Go.
Matt, I said Rogue Squadrons. Squadrons is the game that was the most recent one about dogfighting.
Yeah, no, he's right. And the game for me is Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith, based on the actual movie title. You could either play as Anakin or you could play as Obi-Wan in missions. It was for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And you would go through your adventure mode, basically going through and fighting droids and fighting villains and everything. But the best part about this was the versus mode, where you could just pick any one of the Jedi or Sith and use them and fight each other. Once you beat the game, you were able to unlock Darth Vader and you were able to unlock Ben Kenobi, which was awesome. There were all you had General Grievous, you had Count Dooku, you had Anakin. The cool thing was that if you played each other, say if I was General Grievous and you picked General Grievous, Derek, a different color set would come up for the second one. And the second one for General Grievous was that he used all 4 red lightsabers.
That's awesome. General Grievous is a giant 4-armed robot that used to be is an android technically because he has a human heart, and he used to be one of the pirates of the galaxy and led like a whole mutiny ship and then became part of the Sith. He hunts Jedi and then wields their lightsabers with 4 arms. So he goes and spins around. So it's dope.
None of them touch number 1.
Yeah.
It's the all-time OG. This is Star Wars Battlefront 2, 2005.
This is the game I go back to my parents and play on my Xbox before it broke. This is, in my mind, the game.
Okay.
Yeah. The main reason that I enjoyed this game so much, which is what I thought that Battlefront and Battlefront 2 for Xbox would have advanced and jumped onto, was Galactic Conquest. I love that mode so much that basically, though, you'd pick a side.
Oh, wait, man.
And you would go across the galaxy and claim planets. And as you would claim planets, you would get money, and you would... Originally, you're only allowed to use, like, one of the main one, which was either an assault rifle, or if you had, CSI. No. Is it CSI or CIS, Derek?
I believe it is CIS or C-15 or CIS because that's what it looks like.
Yeah. You would have the super battle droid.
Confederate of Independent Systems, yeah. CIS.
Yeah. And you would gradually through gameplay, unlock multiple soldiers to use. And it was just the best feeling knowing you could, like, collect planets and be like, look, I have them all, bitch. Now I won the galaxy. So
I will say just to get really quick because I know we're just getting a little long on time, so I don't want to do too much. Rogue Squadrons and Squadrons are technically 2 different games. So the Squadrons of the new is the brand new game. Rogue Squadrons is on the GameCube. Dat Birdman was one of my best friends my freshman year. You know Matt Christopher, and we were out and he kept talking about. We were out at a party, but he kept talking about this game. This Star Wars game, and he couldn't beat this level, and couldn't beat this level, and couldn't beat this level. And one night, we got blitzed, per usual, and we go back, and, like, I just couldn't find Matt. Like, we were in my room, and he was just gone. Mm-hmm. So I walked to his... I think you were in a separate building, Matt, or your wing, at least. Maybe no, they were in a separate building. I walked to his building, to his room. He's sitting on the floor in just basketball shorts, going, meow, meow. Oh, wait, no, Matt, it was Alex's going away party. So we got him trashed for Alex, our other buddy's going away party. Anyways, still sitting on the floor. Meow, 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 meow. And basically, I took videos of him during this. And it is, I don't know where they are, Matt. It was Alex's going away party. We took videos. He beat the level that he wasn't able to beat and didn't save the game. So he literally was watching these videos of him being drunk, beating the game, trying to remember where to go. It was, I mean, I will say this. He went to class the next day. I didn't. So, wow, kudos to him. But it was amazing.
That's insane, to say the least. I had a similar problem minus the blackoutness. I had recently downloaded Dead Space 2 off of the Xbox Marketplace, and got all the way up to chapter 10 and thought it was autosave. No.
Yep.
No. I opened it up the next day, and I was on chapter 2.
Nice.
So that is infuriating. But yes, those are the top Star Wars games in my opinion. To save time, guys, let's move on to our great debate.
Debate. Really like this video, huh, Bo?
I love it.
Oh, we're back at the number. Wow,
Oh.
wow.
Wow.
Well, that's as bad as leaving Wendy's off your list. So let's
Nah, I don't think
torch
it's-
him.
I don't think it's that
Torch
bad.
him next week. Socials.
The great debate is a very simple one tonight, gentlemen. Compare yourself to essentially, what character you relate to. Now, I had originally that I was going to say compare ourselves to what hero and then compare ourselves to what villain. But instead of, let's just go off the safe side. What Star Wars character do you most relate to? Who could you see filling? If you could go?
Do
into
we have to
Star
pick
Wars-
Vos for him?
I don't know. Let's.
You know what I mean?
Well, he watched episode 4, so he knows a little bit.
I'm not even picking one from there.
He wants to be
I have
Luke's
one.
uncle, so he dies, and he doesn't have to answer this question.
Oh no, you'd be
Uncle
burned.
Dan!
That's a good choice.
That was-
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to go first. There's a million really good characters throughout the lore of it, and I think it's kind of funny. I'm gonna go with the one, the only, the one that everyone loves, obviously, and it's a little cliche until I go into it. Obi-Wan Kenobi. The reason I correlate so heavily with Obi-Wan Kenobi is if you listen to his story. So Obi-Wan was Qui-Gon Jinn's Padawan, and then Qui-Gon Jinn brought on another Padawan, which was Anakin, who became Darth Vader.
Okay.
I know. Just hear me out. So I'm saying that Obi-Wan then took over Anakin, who became Darth Vader, as his number 2. So their connection is what builds the Star Wars universe. The thing that I love about Obi-Wan Kenobi is there's a story that's told in the Clone Wars, or it's told and then shown in the Clone Wars, that Obi-Wan fell in love with this princess, and when he was sent to protect her for like 4 weeks or something, they basically fell in love, but he wouldn't allow anything to happen. Because by Jedi code, they are not allowed to love. Jedis are not allowed to think anything is more important than another life. Like, that's against it, which is one of the big things, obviously, with Anakin. So the fact that he's this big of a baby back bitch, fell in love with a woman, was with her for 4 weeks, and nothing happened because of rules, I feel that on a very personal level. Like, I feel I feel that on a very human level. Like, well, we're not supposed to, so I don't know if I should. I'm going to go watch TV. Andy's just cool.
I mean,
And we have
who
great
else
ginger
could-
beards.
There
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
That's
I
it.
mean, who else could deliver lines like, "Oh dear"?
Oh, dear.
You know,
Yes.
I love that whole thing.
Oh, 200 or 2,000 bits. We would like Austin's Chewbacca impersonation. Yeah, karaoke time can be for impersonations, which I think it should be for this show.
this
From
show,
now on,
that's
this
what-
show is Austin interpretations for karaoke time.
That's
Austin, give us your best Chewbacca.
Oh my God. All right. Let me take a nice old swig of summer beer here to ratchet my
As would Chewbacca. Love it. On brand.
Ahem.
Was that it?
No, shut.
Can't confirm. Wasn't bad.
Quite enough. I mean, that was bad.
I'm not able to do the bounce thing.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
can't.
do that. I can't roll my R's. So my has no like, you know what I mean? Like it's not. I can't. I don't know
You
how.
can't- You want to, but you can't.
But I know how
get-
to do that. But no, there's a definite difference between Chewbacca's and like that. It's a. My body can't do that. Like some people can do backflips. I can't do that.
That's fine. I mean, I know that's getting clipped, and I hate it because I wielded my head like this. Like
You
a
want to try it again? I'll clip this one if you try it again.
Wait, what?
If you do it again, I'll clip this one.
No,
instead.
shut up.
What character do you rate to, Austin? And then we can torch Vo.
Yes.
I have one.
Yoda looking
That
bitch.
was real bad from
Give me a mic.
LSS. So, thanks, Josh. Love you too. I would say, and here's an interesting one. I would say that I relate the most to one Jango Fett, which is, I know it's an odd choice, but I don't plan on dying in one episode. Yeah, it sucks.
You're
But
more Jar Jar Binks.
I swear to God,
I
Doug,
couldn't do a backflip, Dad. Shut up.
Django is a simple man that does simple things, which is me. I go to work, I come home, and I do the blog. I do simple things. Simple is not bad, and by any means, because I know that you're like raising your head or something for it says simple. But I'm a true workman. I go to work, and then I come home, and I fall in love with my work again. And you express that, obviously, to multitudes of fans, being the clones, which then they are able to carry on and be like, hey, look at this show. Look at this. That looks awesome. I personally love the idea of being able to express myself freely with this show. And I think also Jango Fett is one cool badass.
You're cool sometimes. I don't know about badass.
I think you're badass.
Oh, I'm gonna fight you, I swear.
Yeah, that's what Django would say.
Parking lot again.
It is weird to me that in the meta lore of the Mandalorian, that Django and Boba Fett are technically not Mandalorian, and like that is a funny thing for me to be a Mandalorian, but you're not a man. Like that, it is a religion just like Jedi. But yeah, the Django Fett character, the Boba Fett character, I'm excited for. Spoilers, obviously. 3, 2, 1. The Mandalorian will in season 2 follow Boba Fett. That was the ending screen scene, and it's going to be the Book of Boba, or the Book of Fett, I think it's called.
Book of Boba, I think you're right.
So excited for it.
Yeah, I am, and we saw that obviously in the Mandalorian episode where, whose birthday is today. Sasha Banks, who played one of the Mandalorian warriors.
I love Sasha Banks.
You all right?
I love Sasha Banks.
Okay. They were like, that's not true Mandalorian armor. He's like, my father wore this armor.
Yep.
It's like, you'll have to take it off my cold dead hands. So
he didn't even know Sasha Banks.
Nope. I will say I liked that they beefed the armor instead of making it like it's very like destroyed fashion. They like rebuilt it, like repainted it and everything, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Agreed. So Vo, you said you have one. Austin, I'm super excited for this.
I have one, but then you guys can pick one for me.
Okay.
I like that. Some comments came in with other ones too. So.
Yeah. All right. So I'd say I'm Baby Yoda because I'm a bit behind, especially when it comes with Star Wars. Baby Yoda's a male. I am a male.
Technically, that's not true.
Google says he's a male.
I meant you.
False. And there's a lot of Baby Yoda memes, and I like to make memes.
Do you know his real name?
Oh, God. Oh, no. Don't do him like that. Don't do him.
Baby.
Okay. And we are done here.
No. What is
I
it?
do have to look. It's like
it?
Grogu. I was going to say Grouchu.
That's not...
Grog, yeah.
So
right.
he technically nowhere in the plan, like just a little bit of insight that I think is awesome, but I actually don't hate that pick because you're clueless as fuck. Some in the plans, Jon Favreau came out and basically said that Baby Yoda was not a part in any way of their actual marketing or research for the show. Like it just genuinely came organic. Yeah. He was supposed to be called, I believe, the Child. So that's like the name they gave him, but Baby Yoda took over. I don't hate that one. Chipster writes in, Vo is Han Solo.
That's it.
I've heard that name. I don't know.
See, this is my problem.
I don't know too much about him.
Han Solo would double down.
Yeah. He would.
I don't hate it, though. Foreigner wrote in Greedo.
Who's that?
So, Greedo... How old are you? You're 29? This is rough. Basically, the Han shot first is the biggest theory in Star Wars. And it's not a theory, it's real. But in the original movie, when they meet Han Solo to get the Millennium Falcon, Han is met by Greedo in the bar, who's trying to pick up bounty for Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt is a giant. Shut the fuck up and let me tell you the stupid goddamn.
I'm pretty sure that's where I turned off the movie. Was at that part.
Yeah, when he says these are not the droids you're looking for. Yeah,
like,
idiot. You said you watched the whole thing.
That was the first time.
I'm so upset with you. So basically, the version that you watched shows Greedo shoot, it misses Han, and then Han shoots Greedo. And the reason for that is because they changed the original movie. In the original concept, Greedo is asking for Jabba the Hutt's money. Han's like, Greedo, I'll get you the money. And Greedo's like, I will kill you. So Han's like, all right, pulls his gun out from under the table, bow, kills him. They changed it to try to paint Han Solo in a better picture when they remastered all the movies. So they went back and remastered the original 3 and added even, or not the original 3, excuse me. Well, the original 3, yes, not the first 3, that was correct. And they added in all this stupid CGI and tried to sell more toys and this, look at this brand new graphics, look at all these buildings, and it was stupid.
Jabba look like shit.
Stupid. But they added that Greedo shot first, which completely, like 180,000% changes what Han's character is based off. Because the first thing you see is he's like, I'll kill you, get the fuck out of here, boom. Then they changed it to, well, he got shot at first. So Han shot first is the biggest folklore in Star Wars history.
Yeah. I don't know. Who would you say Bo would be, Derek?
Honestly, Chewbacca. Chewie has a good heart. Chewie knows what he's doing. Chewie tries to keep Han Solo kind of reined in as a human. Even in the Solo movie, you can see that Chewie goes and saves the other Chewbacca-based, or the Wookiees, excuse me, that's what it is. The other Wookiees, and leaves, Han for a little bit. He's arguably the most pure character in all the movies because he doesn't kiss his sister like Luke. I think you would be a great Chewbacca.
I'll take it. Doesn't sound
Austin?
too bad. Let's see what Austin has to say, though. Lay it
Bo?
on me.
Sometimes I think you play this persona
Oh,
that
God.
you don't know as much, but I think you're holding in something a lot.
God.
And that's the case of a big conspiracy of one Jar Jar Binks. He is a bumbling buffoon at times, but he secretly could be the strongest Sith that ever existed. So
He technically could.
I'll take it.
He should have been number 1 on the Sith ranking.
yeah.
Love it.
He was on his most hated list, though. So does that mean he hates me?
Yeah, he hates you. Moving on.
All right, guys, that was a great debate.
What the fuck are you eating?
I mean,
It's definitely
some
not
good old
Wendy's.
Mike and Ike Mega Mix.
Just
Just pulls him out of nowhere.
I didn't even see him reach in a bag or anything.
I was going to actually put the different lightsaber colors, and that's how I was going to start the Instagram story.
I hate
Just
you.
like blue, red.
I hate you.
So, as we fester our hatred for the
Votage.
upcoming top 10 ranking, we'll take a commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Josh. I like pizza. Do you like pizza?
When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie.
We've let it coagulate. Show Greg, king of coagulation there.
Coagulation is key.
Homemade Greek ranch.
Do you like watching people eat pizza? Help me, because I'm on the quest to find the best pizza in Pittsburgh.
Hand-forged pizza. Bit of Vici. That's amore.
Make sure you're sending in your recommendations for the best pizza in Pittsburgh, because I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna hold it to my standards.
It's the aftertaste is the barf. Is where the barf comes
Oh,
in.
yeah. I agree. It's bomb pizza.
Can your favorite pizza place pass the test? Find out.
If you had one jersey to pick from across all of sports, what do you think it would be?
Reebok era maroon Atlanta Thrashers alternative jerseys. I mean, can we talk about A+ potential? They look like soccer jerseys, but they're hockey jerseys.
I think we're gonna have to pass. So, what's your favorite college football jersey out there?
Oh, it's Coastal Carolina, Chanticleers, right?
Dude, are you serious? Dude, that's that's my team.
The jersey
Hey, no,
sucks. Oh no, dude, that jersey's trash. I don't even like college football. They're so stupid.
What the hell is this? So as far as NFL jerseys or just football jerseys in general, I guess what's your peak jersey? What does it look like? Which one is your favorite?
Well, you gotta go with the Buffalo Bills home.
No, I'm gonna stop you there. I think we're gonna move on. We don't need any homers on the show, so I appreciate you calling in, man.
And I would say, Smalls, I have an incredible passion for Arena League football jerseys.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that was a great league. I mean, do you venture outside of that at all?
The best one, I'd say I have a lot of Penguins jerseys.
Did you say you said jerseys?
Yeah, you've never heard of a jersey?
No, I know what it is, but you would say that's your favorite?
Yeah, because they're short sleeves, so you can move around a lot better.
You mean that ironically, of course, right? You mean that ironically, right?
All right, who do we have next? Benny Buckets.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Oh. Unmute it
now.
Dun 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 dun. Na 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 na. What's up? We're back. RankKing's Court. It is time.
You should have let him get through that entire intro and then told him he was muted.
Oh, you actually were muted. No,
you're good. You're good. You're good.
I was gonna throw.
I made sure you weren't muted this time.
Welcome to the RankKing's Court, where we love to raise Austin's blood pressure. So anyway,
See, us are those Mike and Ikes.
Probably up that. The final ranking for tonight, gentlemen. The top 10 Star Wars movies. I had done a previous ranking article on this. I feel like I've changed it up a little bit after seeing some, and I've come to a decision that is finalized until, another one comes out. So, the top 10 Star Wars movies. Gentlemen, will the Force be with me tonight? Let's find out.
No.
Okay. So.
Oh, wow. Wait. Jose Pepperdine.
I don't know who
Which
that
is the greatest Twitch username of all time, unless that's your real name, in which case I apologize, but just the instant reaction of reading that right said, Vo, I have a bone to pick with you. The Padawan braid is a lifestyle, not a phase.
He totally did it. Vo did that one.
Jose Pepperdine coming in with some logic, man. I love this.
It happens.
Before he has a chance to gameplay review me, the top 10 Star Wars films.
Clown.
Number 10 is Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. As great as the ending fight is with Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon Jinn, it cannot excuse for the shit stain that was Episode 1 with its many flaws. Not a lot of what?
It's tough.
I get it, man. But you had a movie that was was supposed to be like the uplifting Star Wars, like into the millennium, and we had a lot of debates on politics.
It's tough. It's tough for me, Austin, because there are, I think, 11 movies, and we're ranking 10. And the tough part is that I genuinely do love them all. Like, there are some, like, obviously, I think Phantom Menace is probably the worst just based off the movies of them all, even though some of the later ones are kind of weird. But that lightsaber scene almost saves it for me. The pod racing is great, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But so somebody's got to be last.
Yeah, there's just a lot of questioning that went into the making with this film. And I hated the child actor of Anakin so much.
What?
Qui-Gon, sir, wait, I'm tired. I'm a person and my name's Anakin. Like shut up. So
Jake Lloyd. What was Jake Lloyd?
I don't.
Wasn't he?
Like,
He was in Jingle All the Way. He's the kid in Jingle All the Way. Is Anakin Skywalker.
Okay. Well, I know Zach's gonna have a bone to pick with me after that. Then.
I mean, I kind of do.
I don't know, man.
I thought for a kid he was all right. Yeah, thanks. Sarah writes that in. Sorry, Sarah. I should have just looked up.
I don't know, man. It took a while for me to appreciate a little bit of this film, but yeah, it's the lowest of the low. I can't again, I don't hate any of this film, but if we're gonna rank it from the worst,
yep, one's got to be last, brother.
Number 9, a movie that's not too far behind it is Episode 8, The Last Jedi, at number 9. I understand that a lot of people really enjoyed this one. To that I say, why? Why on God's green earth would you actually like this Star Wars film?
So,
considering that it is a giant game of tag in space.
Grind Project writes in, damn, Austin hates kids. Chip says, LOL, that might be true. Jose Pepperdine writes in, I mean, how else do you want a child to act as the greatest Jedi Sith, ...
This is greasiest.
When you
is it greasiest? Greasiest. Wait. Yeah, it is greasiest. Okay. That's fair.
When you said he hates kids, all I could think of was it's Master Skywalker. There are too many of them.
They're coming in the temple. Gonna kill you.
And it's like two guys at a bar, and they're just screaming, "Fuck those kids! Kill those kids!" It's too much.
Yep.
Yeah, Last Jedi had a lot of problems. It had a new director that wanted to go in a new direction, obviously, and it started off as think of it like a projection point. You're moving up and up and up, and suddenly it heads down. I did not get a single ounce of this is coming off very harsh, but and everyone's like, well, why don't you just put it at 10? But it can't be at 10 because Phantom Menace is of worse quality. The Last Jedi, for me, was very boring. I did not get a lot of quip from it that I normally do with Star Wars films, and I did not understand a lot of the ideologies that went into this film. So,
I loved the Jedi sacred text burning.
Yeah, that was fun, and of course, seeing Yoda's,
Mark Hamill being fully back in the universe was great.
Yeah, and him tossing the freaking lightsaber as soon as he's like, no,
yep, love it.
More, but more. The meme that will never die, just like this ranking that'll never die, because we are moving on to number 8, Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. I had not seen, when I wrote my original article, I had not seen the movie yet, so it was not even on the list. I get it that you get the original, directing court back. You include Darth Sidious for some God knows reason to make it sell better and to make the plot a little thicker with it. I don't think there was a time in theater history that I stood up and yelled and I booed than the last few words of this film. When she stood up and said, I'm Rey.
I don't believe he booed either.
I'm just picturing him standing up and just booing at the.
I've done it.
I don't believe you.
I did it.
I don't think you did.
I don't know. We need video.
I think he's a little wuss.
But she said, Ray Skywalker, and I said, no, boo. And
Only the second character to ever select their last name.
But man, like, you can't. I love the fact of, Kylo finally becoming good, and the lightsaber scene was
the coolest scene in almost any of the movies.
Yeah, like with projecting the lightsaber to him, like that was dope. That was one
Yeah,
of the
because he's just standing there and then he goes. The only fault of this movie, Austin, is that it ended before we could figure out more about the Knights of Ren. Or
Yes.
not the only fault, the biggest fault.
Yeah, I would say so. And just the plot holes and everything of like, how did like they were saying that Darth Sidious wasn't the real Darth Sidious, and this Darth Sidious has been the one that's been the main guy in a tube for it's just.
We'll recap at the end, Matt, just to let you know, buddy, for all of them. But Austin, I love it. What is number 7?
Number 7, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, some might argue that this was one of the more cringier films, and I understand why, and I'll explain that in a second.
I love Natalie Portman, so.
I loved the end scene where you finally had the clones come in and help you. First of all, you had all the Jedi in one stadium, and they were just hacking people left and right. Mace Windu murders a dad in front of his child, and then the child proceeds to pick the head up of the...
Slash clone.
Yeah. Like, normally the head would fall out of the helmet, but apparently that'd be too graphic. But yeah, then you had the fight where we finally saw Yoda with a lightsaber and what he could do. And that, for me, saved the film. To put it this
him
way.
losing was kind of not at all. Like, this fight was basically like asking for French toast and getting powdered sugar thrown in your face. Like, powdered sugar's dope, and I now know what I want on my French toast, but give me the French toast.
Yeah.
I want to see Jedis fight.
Yeah, instead we got Anakin playing ballerina using the lightsabers. Like, it's whatever little move that he did right there. Yeah, man, that saved it for me at least. Number 6, punny, is Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi. Now, I had recently made the argument in my article that when I was a kid, this was my favorite of the 6 films.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because this was definitely geared to a younger audience, obviously with the Ewoks, and just knowing how a group of creatures were able to overcome the biggest army in the entire world makes me
know the landscape, brother.
I guess.
How did we defeat Britain?
Yeah,
America!
But I have to point to a Family Guy scene that when they did that, they got shot with arrows, and the guy was like, "This armor's useless. Why do we even wear it?" But yeah, you saw at the beginning, you see that Luke is now more established as a Jedi. He has a different color lightsaber, which I thought was dope because I always preferred the green lightsaber over the blue lightsaber for some odd reason. You saw how disgusting Jabba the Hutt actually was. And, of course, I hate, but we get that great scene where we see, Leia. I'm going to say it, it's great. That's all I need to say.
Yeah, for me, this is higher, but at the same time, at least it's, top 6, I guess.
Yeah, well, number 6.
No disrespect, just.
We get into it. And obviously
number 6 is top 6.
Yeah, yeah, I said that.
Okay. I thought you were correcting me. I was like, I didn't say anything dumb yet.
No. You never say anything dumb, my friend. You're
good. Don't stroke the ego.
I know. Number 5,
Yeah.
which I believe
Play it
is
as my alarm clock.
number 5, which I believe is in the right place. Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
34 years after A New Hope.
Yeah, man. Like, it's weird to think, right? Like, you finally get a new breath of fresh air into what was the Star Wars saga. And for me personally, like...
Matt's pissed.
Oh, is he pissed that it's this low, or is
he thinks that 5 and 6 should be swapped.
Oh, he's wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Because finally we're able to get into what the Star Wars was trying to become like later after. You know, inexperience versus a global fucking army, right? And it was the New Hope formula, only like perceived, because in the trailers it really made it seem like Finn was going to be, you know, a Jedi. You know, it was crazy. And then they pulled that. I didn't see anything that was coming until, you know, the lightsaber fell, and like it was Rey that had the lightsaber. I was like, oh shit.
Well, it really is the first time we've seen, outside of General Grievous, a non-Jedi wield a lightsaber in terms of battle. And just for anybody that says it's bullshit that Kylo could have killed them both, you are missing the clear hints into why Chewbacca has the best weapon in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he literally beats his chest and blood starts protruding out of his body in the snow. Like, and that's the whole reason why they nerfed him in Battlefront 2, to be honest. But,
yeah. And just for the record, Jose Pepperdine, if 3 or Rogue isn't one, this list is a hoax. I might stand by that statement, so I'm excited for the rest of this list, Austin.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. Number 4, the only one that I saw in theaters of the original, and that is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, at number 4. This was, I believe, in my ranking article I did of this, I believe I put this at 3. I thought about it a little bit more and realized that this probably belongs at 4, based on, I mean, it had a lot, man. It was a heavy fucking movie. Like,
it's the best out of the original 3 by far in terms of production and action, and the Obi-Wan Anakin fight scene, I would say, without much thought process, is the number 2 or 3 lightsaber duel in the entire part of it.
Well, yeah, you figure how much choreography went into that whole thing, man. Like, that was nuts.
And the fact that Hayden Panettiere, Christensen, and Ewan McGregor had to fight over lava. Crazy.
Yeah. Which now we know to never bet off the high ground. That is one thing that we always know.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is that it's one thing that I believe you said, Derek.
Wait, who the fuck? Okay, chat. There's only 5 movies remaining, and what it says? Get him off here! No way! Get him out of here!
They want this one higher.
No way! Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
No way.
400 said I can make a better list.
If 3 or Rogue, okay, so you're saying Pepperdine is saying Episode 3. I thought they were saying 3 in terms of the original, which would be 6. So I now understand. All right, they want Revenge of the Sith higher. Actually, don't hate that. I thought they were mad because it shouldn't be on here. I apologize to all of you.
Yeah, they want it higher.
Don't hate that.
I don't know. I will go into effect with this and say that the one problem that I have with this film was, after obviously the murder of Mace Windu, he just kind of goes like, I will do whatever you ask. And then that's it.
Yeah, my bad, Jose.
There could have been a lot more emotional strain with it. And I get it. He realized that he's probably in a fucked up situation. And the only way that he could save Padme is to just, I'm going to listen to this old dude talk about magic. That's basically what he's going to do.
Yeah. So, see, Austin, that's how you issue an apology. My apology was accepted. Wendy still hasn't replied.
Yeah. Number 3, which will need no apology, of what is Episode 4, A New Hope.
This is my favorite one.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm going to punch you! Sometimes.
Just tell me the truth.
Episode 4 was obviously the first Star Wars film that I'd ever seen. It was glorious. It was an imaginative world masterpiece that I will never let go out of my skull when I was a young lad trying to learn imagination. You had the graphics and everything, which were great for its time. You had all of the interesting characters, Luke, Leia, You had Han, Chewbacca. You had the introduction of one of the greatest GOAT villains of all time in Darth Vader. Everything about this film stuck to where it was supposed to be. It didn't go lower than the expectations.
Yep.
Which is great. And the ending closing scene that was, for once we get a Star Wars movie that didn't end with a lightsaber battle or anything like that. It ended with a basic explosion of Force knowledge blowing up the Death Star, which was amazing.
And it ended with hope.
Some would say a new hope.
Some would say.
Some would say.
Jose Pepperton says this would be your favorite votes because it's the only one he's ever seen.
Yep.
Not wrong.
This next one, honestly, you need to watch this one.
Yeah.
It's us, and this is. Go ahead. Sorry, this is mine.
Yeah, this is Derek's favorite film. This is my
Second favorite film, but favorite of the. Yes, go ahead.
Number 2 is Rogue One.
The single greatest battle in space ever caught on camera. It is the perfect filler movie.
Yes. Without almost seeming like it's filler, if that makes sense.
Well, it's so, Rogue One in the storyline, which I did pull up just to be safe and sure, falls right before A New Hope because, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, at the ending, basically you find out during it that Rogue One is the movie about the people that, do you remember in the movie, the only one you saw, how she uploads something into the droid and the droid has to go find Luke and it's like, help me.
Yeah.
That information that flew to Luke is the very ending of Rogue One. It is the information on how to destroy the Death Star. It is the story about the rogue team that basically built themselves to go and steal this information, and it is just, and Pepperdine's pissed, which is fine because a lot of people think Rogue One is one. I do not, but it is by far, I think, the one I recommend the most.
Yeah, if someone is looking to get into Star Wars, but maybe is not all up in arms with the whole Jedi versus Sith angle, this is the exact film for you.
I memorized this movie. You get your stupid finger out of here.
Like this, the ending scene alone is so
perfect.
When I watched this in theaters, and all I could hear when the lights went off was Darth Vader breathing. And then just him massacring, not just killing, massacring these rebel individuals. It blew my mind.
It is like the scene. It is exactly the scene in A New Hope, but shot with brand new cameras from different angles. And it's basically you have this flash drive that is getting run from person to person to get away from Darth as Darth just destroys everyone. And there's one part where the door closes and it's just that much because they're holding, and he slips it through and like throws the flash drive and the guy catches it, and then you see him pop up in the window and a lightsaber cut. Like it is one of the best scenes I've ever seen.
It's tension that we know the result of. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
We knew the result of what was going to happen, but I still felt
it's like gasp.
Yeah, I was clenching my seat the whole way through. I said, holy shit, like they're not going to make it. And my brain was like, idiot. Of course they make it.
Yep.
But yes, Rogue One at 2. I knew a lot of people probably wanted this at 1, but I can't put it past number 1, man. And that may be just emotional ties that I've had with it since I was a kid, and I rewatch it constantly until now. And number 1 is Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Cinematically, it's one of the greatest movies to ever be made. Like it is highly regarded based on the equipment they were using, the amount of sets they had to do. They built everything. Nowadays, it's green screen, very heavy. Yeah. They build everything. It is one of, if not the greatest movie that has ever been produced.
Yeah, and obviously, should I give them the spoiler for this one, or I think
you can let them know.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert: 3, 2, 1. Obviously, we find out in the last scene of this film that Darth Vader has been Luke's father the whole time.
Gasp.
I actually knew that.
Well, everyone knows that. Luke, I am your father is a scene, which, guess what? He never actually says those words. But
really?
Again, in Pitch Perfect, if you've never watched the film, Vader in German literally means father. So there's that. but
I'm gonna start calling him Chip Vader.
Chip Vader.
Vader Chip.
This is by far, I would say, the darkest Star Wars film, and maybe that's why I appreciate it as much. Because in a lot of times, you very much get, the good guys win morality. In this one, that is nowhere near the case. Luke literally loses a hand and is downright almost murdered by his father. The Rebel Alliance is backed up into a corner that they almost were not able to get out of. And we saw that Han Solo was frozen in carbonite and was taken to Jabba's palace by Boba Fett. So
some would say the New Hope was crushed.
Yeah, I would say. Some would say the New Hope was, wrapped up in a ball and tossed.
I have one question for you about the entire ranking, Austin.
Where was Solo?
How dare you? Donald Glover is in the Star Wars universe, and he's not in the top 10? Now, granted, to be fair, there's only 11 movies, so one of them had to be left out. And it's tough to leave out in the originals because the storyline of Rogue One can't be left out. Solo has a lot of flaws, but it is a great movie with terrific acting. Vision's in it. Daenerys Targaryen's in it. Childish Gambino's in it. That's all you need. I don't even think Han was in anything.
Which, honestly, I hate to say it, if it was not episode 1, that would be 10. It would have been Solo. But, I mean, I could not get into it, man. And I know that's really hard to say, but even with the terrific acting with this, I didn't feel that Star Wars connection that I did with the others. It felt like just a space western.
Guess what, Austin? I'm going to be a pilot.
Well,
through the whole movie, that's all he ever says. I'm going to be a pilot, the best there was.
So
it's like,
And the one thing I will say that maybe
Darth Maul makes his movie return in there as well.
I was going to say was the ending scene that dropped my jaw. I'll admit, I said, "Holy shit! Okay, you got me." But yeah, man. Let's recap. We have episode for number 10, episode 1, Phantom Menace. Then at 9, we have The Last Jedi. Number 8, we have The Rise of Skywalker. Number 7, we have Attack of the Clones. Number 6, Return of the Jedi. Number 5, The Force Awakens. 4, Revenge of the Sith. 3, A New Hope. 2, Rogue One. And 1, The Empire Strikes Back. What are your top 10 Star Wars films? Are they better than mine? Highly doubt it, but you will make your opinions heard. As the townsfolk of the RankKing's Court, we know that we love to hear opinions, even though sometimes and all times they are wrong. It's all right to be wrong as long as your opinions are appreciated, which they are. So, I love this. I love this ranking. I love this topic. Did we enjoy ourselves?
I thought you were going to put Han Solo as 1 and leave The Empire Strikes Back off to make it stand in solidarity with Wendy's.
I literally want to. I don't know, what to... I'm getting, heart palpitations.
Yeah, you need to go take a nap. It's past your bedtime.
Thank you all who tuned in. It was a great topic, great discussion, even though some of us need to get up with the program and look at the stuff.
That guy over there.
No. I said in my tweet,
No.
Wow, I won't even... Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Tomorrow, check out Thoughts from the Movies. I will be a guest as we discuss Gone Girl and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, as well as debunk the latest and brand new Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. That will be awesome. Thursdays, you can check out 2 Beers Deep 6, the flagship show of Thoughts from the Bench. Friday at noon, we have The Vault. We have Boondock Bangarang on Sunday. Monday, we have The Idiot Hour. Come see us play Among Us. Come see us play Dead by Daylight. We don't know what we're doing yet, but it'll be fun. We're going to kill people. So, and Tuesday, we have, again, the RankKing's Court at 6:30.
For carrying this episode, what I meant to say was don't everybody thank me at once. But Vo wouldn't know what that tweet was about, Austin, because he's a moron.
Yeah, well, don't hurt his feelings too bad.
Baby Yoda.
Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next week to 6:30 and see what the hell we talk about next.
Did it too
This
soon.
has been the Rank King's Court. Court's adjourned.
Court is adjourned.